Opinions and ideas expressed in the following Moraine Valley Broadcast Channel recording are those of its creators and do not represent the views of Moraine Valley Community College.
Hi, my name is Brittany Griffin, and today I will be reading my narrative essay. My narrative essay is named A Rig Town, so without further ado, here's my narrative. After losing someone close to me, my family, and friends, it made me question something I never thought I would. 4 years ago, my sister's best friend passed away after being pushed from a moving car. This made me question the police for the first time in my life. Before Brittany's death, I was hopeful and saw the good in the world. I held a light in my eyes that was yet to be dimmed. I still believed people were truly good at heart and that the world was a good place. I was blind to all that was wrong in the world. No matter how many awful things had happened to me or in my life, I still believed in the good. I believed if you are a good person, good things will happen to you. And anybody on the outside would have thought I was happy with all the smiles I threw around. Heck, maybe I was the only one who knew I wasn't. But even with all the sadness I felt, I still believed people were good. And that was the one thing I hoped would never change about myself. Before Brittany's death, I was the good girl who kept her feelings bottled up. Because, let's face it, feelings scare people. I was a shy girl in the back of the room who had no voice. I was the good girl who thought of everyone else before myself. In some ways, I'm still that girl. I would still do anything for someone before thinking of myself. I'm still shy, and most of the time people have no idea what I'm truly thinking or feeling. When Brittany died, I lost faith in things I never thought I would. Since I was raised around cops, I viewed them as godlike people from a young age. They rushed into danger to save people and keep them safe. I never thought of them as the bad guy. Until Brittany's death, because instead of doing the right thing, they did the easy thing. They were not the heroes, they were the cowards. You might have heard of this actually, it was all over the news. Brittany's full name was Brittany Warziniak. A painful moment played constantly on repeat. To make matters worse, the town decided it was a drug deal gone bad instead of a murder like it should have been, because you don't want a murder in your town. That was said by a person who will remain anonymous to the chief of police when he was ruling in favor of the case being a murder case. Here's what I know about Brittany's case. Brittany was in a car with Courtney Heisey and Eric Johnson. She was not supposed to be because Courtney was supposed to meet her outside of the car. But Courtney refused, so Brittany got in. The next thing we know is Brittany was pushed from the car, causing her to break her skull. What happened to Courtney and Eric, I bet you're wondering. Well, they left the scene of a crime to hide at a nearby gas station to get a view of the police rushing by and to taunt my sister and her friends. Eric actually messaged them saying, "Never seen a fat bitch roll so much." Brittany was found by a lady walking her dog who held her hand until the ambulance came and her friends. What Eric Johnson did sent a wave of revulsion through me. All I could think is what kind of disgusting person would taunt someone after hurting their friend. He obviously felt no remorse, so if I could see that, then how come the police couldn't? Earlier, I put quotation marks around friends because they proved to be anything but her friends. Since they changed what happened in their police reports several times, the police couldn't trust a word that they said. So the police took the safe route and charged Eric with selling drugs, figuring Brittany's parents would be happy he got any jail time at all. But how could they be happy when the man who killed their daughter will be out long before he deserves? In the end, Brittany's friends tried to make themselves look good by saying that they were the ones who held her hand until the ambulance came. But Brittany's mom knew it wasn't true because she talked to the lady walking her dog to try to find answers. Why did this make me question the police? Because they tarnished Brittany's reputation by saying it was a drug deal gone wrong. It only charged Eric with selling drugs, which only got him 8 months in jail instead of attempted murder or leaving the scene of crime, which would have gotten him more time. But why didn't they charge Eric with leaving the scene of crime? Because they ruled he was in fear for his life. In so much fear, he went to the nearest gas station to watch everything and taunt Brittany's friends. Everything in this pointed to the case being a murder, but instead the police gave Brittany and her family no justice. All they did was tarnish her reputation to save the town. Sadly, after Brittany's death, I stopped believing people were good. It was like my eyes were sewn open, and no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't close them. I was seeing people's true colors and not liking it. I saw how awful people could be. Like turning off the microphone on a grieving mother because you didn't like what she was saying. Or people who were supposed to protect us doing the easy thing instead of the right thing, to stay in the mirror's good graces, to save their own skin. All I could think is I've been wrong my entire life. Maybe people weren't good. And maybe the good people get screwed in the end because Brittany definitely didn't deserve what happened to her before or after her death. Heck, she didn't deserve to die so soon or the way she did. And no matter what I said or did, nothing could change that. I was hopeless to helping her because no one took a 14-year-old girl fighting for what was right seriously. My eyes were finally opened and they would not be closed again. After Brittany's death, that light I held in my eyes was gone. And if I thought I didn't have a voice before, I was wrong. Because with the case, it felt like anybody fighting for Brittany had their voice stolen. Our shouts went unheard. After Brittany's death, I was a hollow girl left to see everything I hid from myself. I was stuck in my mind and could not escape. 4 years later, my feelings are mostly the same. The anger I felt before is gone, replaced with disappointment. I felt like justice for Brittany was not served, which still sends me to a point where my chest aches. And it shocks me today how the case was handled. Thanks for listening.